All right, Friday morning, back on the El Tigre. Fuel tank fitting came in, pilot jets came in, needle came in. Also ordered got some hose clamps. Belt came in, and also, if you can see it on this hose or not, that was the fuel hose I had inside the tank, and it was like twisted up and kind of collapsed. Could have probably used a different hose. Anyhow. Time to quit yakking. We'll pull the carb out and put the needle in and drop the main out. Here we go. All right, I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera or not. I pulled the pilot out, and I took the pilot out of one of the original carbs, and you can see the whole different size there. Those are identified as the 22s and a half, both of them, but clearly a different size in the holes. So yeah, that'll, I'm gonna throw it 22 and a half there from the kit that I got. I was thinking about trying it without the main, but after seeing that, yeah, that stumble off idle, that's probably definitely it. Probably just throw the main back in with it all together, throw the needle in. All right, see how it turns out. All right, on the left's the needle I needed to order, the 6DH3. True McCuney needle. Obviously, looking at them, they look a little different. Yeah, threw the clip in the middle. Also, that pilot, it looked different too from these older carbs. You know, it was a little stubbier, but that was all at the top, the length of it. But yeah, the holes are obviously much larger. So, see how I'm gonna throw this needle in and threw a 300 main in there, which is what I got in my notes that it was calling for on the original sled, or the original engine, sorry. All right, I'm gonna throw this in. All right, here's where I'm at. I rolled it back out there. I pulled the main out, rolled it back out there. Idles, had to play at that a little bit to get it start. Did get it running. It would come out of wouldn't stumble anymore a little bit. You know, I had a little bit of a stumble, so I'm gonna go down to pilot size, and throw thinking a lower main in there just to see how it goes. It's still pretty fat. All right, time to pull carb off again. All right, back on the El Tigre here. I ran into a few problems. Probably multiple issues. As I mentioned in past videos, electrical gremlins were a possibility, and I lost spark. So with what I had paperwork wise, which was of course not anything for this engine or sled, it's kind of shooting from the hip on what I was doing. Like the plug on this box that goes to your coil wasn't ohming out yet. This one was, so I thought it might have something funky going on there. So being there's not many CDI boxes on eBay, I ordered one up. These two boxes, these CDIs, seem to ohm out the same, so I might have just shotgunned the wrong part. But being at stator plates, that's the old fan air one. I was kind of checking resistance on that versus what's in the sled, and stuff wasn't agreeing between either of them with paperwork I got. Probably need to find the exact paperwork, but anyhow. But yeah, stator plates are abundant for this fanner. CDI boxes not so much, so I got one from actually got here quicker than I thought. I think I ordered it on Sunday or Monday. It's Wednesday and it showed up, and that was from Spokane, so that was actually pretty fast. Nothing really localish to me at all. Anyhow, just for heck of it, I'm gonna stick this CDI box in there, and what I got for Spokane, and I'm assuming I'm still gonna have no spark, but I'll give it a shot. See, not sure if you can see this. Look at that ZRT bucket mentioned jumper and black and brown wire on that 4-prong plug. I'm getting spark, but it's not a nice blue, and it looks kind of orangish and weak, so you can see it. Anyhow, hold up. All right, I just looked at that video of when I jumpered the black and brown, the 4-prong plug, like it says in the ZRT book. Gives you a list of scenarios if you got spark, defective ignition switch, defective emergency stop switch, switches on the carburetors, which we don't have on this, corroded loose wire connection to throttle housing, ignition switch, or main wiring harness. So probably I'll lean more towards a, I guess maybe it could be, well, if that disconnected, yeah, it's probably a harness, yeah. I looked at that video, it did look like a pretty decent spark, but I'm gonna do it again here with the, I'm gonna throw the original CDI back on it and give it another couple pulls and see if I can have a better look. My eyes aren't the greatest. It didn't look like a bad, actually like a pretty decent spark in the video. So I'm gonna switch out CDI real quick and try it again. All right, so I made the jumper a little better. Still same scenario with the original CDI box. It sparks pretty weak. I could see it kind of dancing around on the electrode. It was acting weird. So yeah, since the same CDIs are doing the same thing, I guess maybe I could try slaving in a different coil pack there. I'll do that before I look at stator plates. There's plenty of stator plates on eBay, used and new. Kind of the reason why I jumped on the CDI. Not very many of them out there. Anyhow, yeah, chasing the spark game now. At least we got spark back. It's just a crappy one. And most of last weekend was fiddling with the carburetor. Going with, went through all the pilot jets I had, all the mains. It was still running rich. It would idle, but it would run, it would start getting rich when I get in the throttle, so that could very well possibly be ignition related too. So yeah, so I got the spark figured out. I did put everything back in the carb the way I got it from the eBay. The slide, that crappy slide that was kind of nicked up, put that in there. The main that came with the pilot, everything. Because I was like, I'm done with this carb. And I tried it in here, it wouldn't start. And then I was outside pulling and pulling. I was like, man, it's like it's got no spark or something. I pulled it in here and sure as shit, no spark. So kind of got sidetracked on this and spark issue, and kind of still got that carb on there. Probably gonna yoke that off. Try one of the original ones for the free air. But yeah, maybe that carb would be fine if I had a better spark off idle. You know, like my problem's coming off idle. It would go up to half throttle, and that's when it really start falling on its face. So that could be ignition related too, besides carburetor. Yeah, I'm gonna quit yakking. I gotta get out of here and head to work. All right, back on the El Tigre. I got sidetracked a few days with changing a sump pump at the house. Anyhow, that right there is the pile of crap that was zip tied, taped, and whatnot around that brake lever and headlight switch. I've only got spark if I jumper the black and brown wire on that four-prong plug that basically, you know, that harness there goes to your kill switches and your headlights and all that. So yeah, digging into the, trying to ohm out these plugs here, go to the handlebars, for these associated switches, and not really having any luck. It's kind of weird. So I'm gonna take the handlebar pad off, and I'm leaning towards probably the, I guess, the throttle safety switch. We'll see. All right, so that's the wiring diagram. Yeah, that switch goes up to the that wire connector goes up to the switch there, and the other ones, these other three, other two, they feed the brake light and the headlight. So yeah, it's open right now. This switch, the ignition switch. I'm gonna I got no play in this throttle. I'm going to see if I maybe induce that, messing with that carb. See what happens here. All right, looks like I messed with that carburetor. That thing was all out of whack. I induced that that no spark situation there. This print's a little hard to read, but yeah, I now got carb disconnected. I got continuity on the on that connector. So yeah, I kind of hosed myself on that one. Anyhow, back to playing with the carburetors. I was trying to just see how this carb ran on there, how it would run on there, just how it was sent to me. And the throttle was, it wasn't happy the way that cable fits into that slide, and that caused the, caused my open there with the throttle safety switch. Anyhow, yeah, gonna over there and grab that carb off that bench, one of the original free air carbs, and yeah, make some headway. Yeah, kind of went in circles on this one. All right, before I give up on this carb, playing with this switch here, the kill switch, and it seems to be working as advertised. That's in the off position. There's the run position. The other off position, and back to the run position. Now, if I play with the throttle, anywhere in, depending on the travel, kind of varies, but I gotta put it back together. Because even the book references troubleshoot, make sure the carbs are synced properly for checking the switch. So yeah, I'm gonna get that carb set up the way I had it, the way I wanted to run it, and check that switch again with that, running the throttle through travel to see. It'll get continuity here and there. It's kind of intermittent. All right, so playing with this a little more. Here's the rocker switch going to off. Off again the other direction, working as advertised. I can pull the throttle all the way through. All is good, but if I push on it a little bit, so I'm going to tweak the cable a little bit more. I can pull it off a little bit, then everything's happy. Before, I would pull the throttle through and it was closing on me here and there. It was kind of half tempted to bypass this cluster I got here. I got it, let's see here. Yeah, see, it does nothing now. Pop it off, idle, just a hair. And the switch is working right. Like I said earlier, I was getting continuity through throttle travel at certain points, which now I'm not. So I'm not real confident in the switch here. This whole setup, it's kind of like this thing here is out to lunch, Yeah, I think I might, I'll tweak the throttle a little bit. I don't know how much love I'll get with that, but yeah, I might just wire that group of wires that would run that plug into the toggle switch. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. All right, got a nice blue spark. Get a video of that here in a second. I noticed something. I got the steering cover off. This, thinking this is a homemade riser mod going on here. Only El Tigre I've ever had. Only Arctic Cat I've had of this vintage, but this doesn't look, it's got a couple different holes if you want to pick where you want to put it. So, yeah, interesting. If any of you guys are watching this got El Tigres out there, hey, that doesn't look stock to me. Anyhow, got toggle switch wired in down there. I didn't add the wires from the other throttle cutout switch, or this switch up here is giving me a fit. But yeah, I'm gonna turn the lights out, rope over, got a nice blue spark now. All right, so here we are, back out here messing around with the El Tigre. Yeah, that switch I've ohmed out, that's bad. The rocker switch was working, but the throttle cutout part of that was flaky. Would open and close through throttle travel. That was giving me hell, and I didn't realize it until putting a meter on it and messing with it. I can't find the stuff I wrote down, but I did ohm out the stator. It's good. There was a good video. Blaine, I think he's on, like, he'll be on like a Hardcore Sledder or Arctic Cat. I don't know if I mentioned this in the video earlier or not, but I figured to mention it again. Good video on how to test a 440 stator for what resistances you need. All the stuff I have book-wise is for a Zert and the stuff from 78. Anyhow, it's running good. I mean, I put a 20 pilot in, 280 main. I got the clip one position down from the top. It was when I had it, when I had a 22 pilot in there and a 290 main and the clip in the middle and the needle, it was smoky and the plugs were wet. So I went and leaned it out on all three of them just to clean it up here. It might be loaded up from how much fuel was getting dumped in there earlier. I'll pull it and do a plug reading. Right now I'm gonna go out there and I marked the fuel tank to see what it was using on fuel too. I mean, I know earlier on it was acting like a vacuum coming to the fuel. But yeah, I'm gonna go fire it up, and everything seems to be going decent with it so far. Oh yeah, all the snow melted too. Bonus, huh? Yeah, do a mark on the tank. Let it see where I was at when I was using the fuel. Yep, doing a lot better. Gonna move forward now and get the tank plumbed in and get it back inside so I can like a sled. Again, yeah, get the hood on it, whatnot. All right, real quick, I'm gonna wrap up this week's video. Actually, be some of last week's stuff too. I didn't put one out. Had some stuff going on with the house, but yeah. Got that all straightened out. The carb might need some more tuning. Might be a little fat still. I pulled a plug out, it was wet. But all in all, its clutch is engaged and it's not stumbling like it was with that throttle switch going open and close on me, killing the ignition on and off like that. But I'd like to this week get it back together where if we get some snow here, which I hopefully do, I can at least ride it around the house. So like this pin's working its way out. Need to throw safety wire on the bottom side of it. For now, I don't think I'll be able to find a clip anywhere around here. So need to zip tie up that thing back there in the trunk. Get the tank in, seat on. yeah, probably the handlebar cover. Yeah, get to where I can ride it around if we get some snow. I don't need the hood to ride it around, but I definitely want a seat and a regular tank on it. Yeah, get the hood on too, I guess, if I get yeah, it shouldn't take too long. I was thinking about trimming the windshield where it's cracked, but yeah, I might just hold off on that and leave it taped the way it is. Anyhow, the steering stem, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if anybody has seen that before. If that's stock or not. I'll look in the parts catalog. I think somebody modded that. Any guys got an older cat watching this, drop a comment. If that farmer did that or what, or maybe somebody before him. Anyhow, it's running a lot better. Besides the plug being a little wet, could be clearing itself out. It was oozing out of the exhaust, and I was getting exhaust, just dripping, and so far it's not doing that. So it could just be, it's just a little smoky still. Could be working out all that. It could be loaded up in there still. I don't see nothing dripping like it was. Anyhow, yeah, feel free to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good week. Later.